Hi, welcome to my class on the second lecture. Hi, dear students, I hope you are all happy with the conditions happening here now. That is nothing but the second lecture. We are in the second lecture, that is nomenclature of alicyclic compounds. We are talking about the basics of organic chemistry. In that nomenclature of alicyclic compounds, we are going to talk in the beginning in this lecture. That means aliphatic compounds are there. They are closed chain compounds resembling aliphatic compounds in their properties. For example, when you talk about cycloalkanes, these are the best examples for this alicyclic compounds. Actually, alicyclic means alicyclic is nothing but closed chain compounds. They are alicyclic compounds. In that, cycloalkanes are the best examples, and cycloalkenes also examples for this one. Cycloalkenes, as well as the non-aromatic carbocyclic structures. Non-aromatic carbocyclic structures or also comes under this category of our discussion. First of all, we will take an example and we will talk about that one, right? Now we will take a 6-member ring like this. It is a 6-member ring, and this 6-member ring, when you are talking about this one, it is a saturated monocyclic compound, is named by prefixing cyclo before the corresponding hydrocarbon. What is the corresponding hydrocarbon? Corresponding hydrocarbon is alkane, and before that only we will write this is cyclo as the prefix. This is called a cycloalkane. Corresponding alkane for 6-membered hydrocarbon is hexane for this example, and before that we will write cyclo. So the name of this compound according to this nomenclature will be cyclohexane. Okay, let us take next example. We have a 5-member ring is there like this, and is also 5-membered 5-carbon containing hydrocarbon is nothing but pentane. It is pentane. Before that, the prefix, whatever the prefix we will use commonly for the cycloalkanes is nothing but cyclo. So it has become cyclopentane. In this we have the first one, we have 6 carbon atoms are there, 6 carbons. In this we have 5 carbons are there. 5 carbons are there. Got it? In this example, first 2 examples, what we understand is nothing but nomenclature of alicyclic compounds, closed chain compounds given by taking a simple example of cyclohexane and cyclopentane. Next we will go to the another important type of example, and we will study about that example first. That is, we have a 6-member ring is there. We have a 6-member ring is there, and telling that this 6-member ring is there, the 6-member ring is having 2 or more substituents. It should start from the comes from the first, which come first in the alphabetical order. According to that, we have to give the naming for this compound. So here given this is CH2 CH3. Here given CH3, here given CH3. That means the condition is nothing but we have 3 substances are present in this example, and the numbering should start from the substituent which comes first in the alphabetical order. So this is ethyl, you all know this is ethyl, this is methyl, this is methyl. So we have 2 names are there. One is ethyl, another one is methyl. So in alphabetical order, ethyl will come first. So from that we have to give numbering. So it is 1, it is 2, it is 3, 4, 5, 6. In that way, we can give the naming, numbering to this chain given to us. That means when you are talking about the nomenclature of this compound, first carbon we have ethyl is there. So I will write this is 1 ethyl, and second one and fourth one we have methyl is there. So we will write as 2, 4 dimethyl, 2, 4 dimethyl. The rest of the thing is nothing but cyclohexane. So it is nothing but cyclohexane. So this is the name of this compound. That means the compound example given to us, based on the example also this nomenclature can be understand. So nomenclature is well explained on the basis of the example only. So example to example the nomenclature rules are changing, right? Now moving on to the another example we have. In this, alkyl groups are attached to the ring chains. It is a closed ring we have. In this closed ring, to this one we have a chain is there like this. This is extended at 2 carbon, this is extended 2 carbon. This is CH2, CH3, this is CH2, CH3. Now, let us observe this example. In this example, we have, this is the group that is called as alkyl group. Alkyl group is there. Attached to the ring which contains more number of carbon atoms than the ring. So here, if you observe, there are 5 carbon atoms are there in the chain, and the ring we have only 4 carbons are there. Understand this example, right? In this one, it is termed as the derivative of alkane. It termed as the derivative of alkane. So if this is the condition is given to us, then in those conditions that compound is termed as derivative of alkane. That means the 5-membered carbon chain will be considered as a important one, parent one. To the third carbon we have a ring is there, that is cyclobutyl is there. So we will write, this is the name of the compound is 3-cyclobutyl. This is called as 3-cyclobutyl. Here this is third carbon. You can give numbering from either side. This carbon will come third carbon only. So that's why it is called as 3-cyclobutyl. And the rest of the 5 carbons are there. 5 carbons are there, that is pentane. Nothing but pentane. So in this way, based on this example, we are given the name of the alicyclic compound. That means we won't consider this cyclic compound as an important one when the number of carbons in the side chain are more than this ring, right? So in this example, we understand that point from this nomenclature. Next we will move to the next example. In this next example, we have again a side chain is there, but we have a 6-membered carbon ring less cyclohexane ring is there, and in the cyclohexane ring, to the cyclohexane ring there is a carbon chain is there. There is a carbon chain is there, like earlier we said, the same way, there is CH2, CH2, CH3, and here we have CH2, a continuation of CH2 is there. So it is also 5 carbons in the side chain are there. If you start giving numbering, this is 1, 2, 3, this is CH3. Either side you can give numbering. This is 1, this is 2, it is 3, it is 4, it is 5. So on the third carbon we have ring is there. That means the alkyl group attached to the ring chain, same or less number of carbon atoms, then it is termed as the derivative of cycloalkane. Keep it in mind, this is having 5 carbons we have, and this ring we have 6 carbons are there. Ring we have 6 carbons are there. In this type of example, we will say the compound is the derivative of cycloalkane. That time the side chain will be named and that name will be given in the parenthesis. This is a 3-pentyl. The name of that side chain is nothing but 3-pentyl. So pentyl is attached, third carbon of pentyl is attached to the ring. So 3-pentyl cyclohexane. Cyclohexane. The name of this compound is 3-pentyl cyclohexane. So example, in this example we understand that the number of carbons in which side, whether it is closed chain or open chain, the number of carbons are more in which area, we will give priority to that area, and we will say the product is the resultant is the derivative of that priority related one. So here the priority is given to 6-membered ring, not the side chain having 5 carbons. Hope you understand. Earlier what we have observed is the ring is having less number of carbons than the side chain. That time we told that is the derivative of the side chain, that is alkane. Okay. Now moving to the next example. Next example we have a functional group is there to the side chain as a side chain of this cyclohexane. We have a cyclohexane ring is there. To that one a double bonded carbon is there. Again the terminal carbon is given as COH, but this is not terminal carbon, as we will give importance to this carbon which is the most important functional group, that is carboxylic acid functional group. In such a case what we will do is we will start giving numbering from here. It is 1, it is 2, it is 3. So here how can we understand this information is nothing but the side chain is there, that is containing a function group is there, and then that compound is termed as acyclic one, which is acyclic one irrespective of the ring size. So ring size is how much? 6 members, 6 carbon atoms. But side chain is having how many carbons? 3 carbons. But why we are giving importance to this side chain is because the side chain containing a functional group. That is why we are giving importance to the side chain, and we will say the compound is termed as acyclic one irrespective of the size of the ring. The alicyclic ring is now considered as the substituent of this compound. So substituent means on the third carbon we have the cyclohexane is there. So 3-cyclohexyl. We will start the numbering naming with the 3-cyclohexyl. After that we will give 3 carbons are there. The root word is prop 2-enoic acid. The name of the compound is 3-cyclohexyl. 3-cyclohexyl. The root word of this one is prop. That is on the second carbon we have ene is there, 2-enoic acid. So the name of this compound is 3-cyclohexyl prop 2-enoic acid is the name of this example which is shown here. Likewise we will see one more example as a side chain. I will give here. Is a cyclohexane ring is there, cyclohexane ring is there. To this again we have a carbon double bond is there, and which is attached to a functional group CO, this is CH3. As you all know, this is ketone functional group which is present in the carbon chain, which is comes intermediate in the carbon chain. So I will give the numbering like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we won't give importance to this cyclohexyl ring even though it is having 6 carbon atoms compared to the side chain the side chain containing 4 carbon atoms here, but side chain is important one for us, so we will go with the above explanation same way, but the second carbon we have ketone is there, so that's why 2 one will come, 3 ene will come. This is butane, so but is the root word and prefix is nothing but cyclohexyl. So on the fourth carbon we have cyclohexyl is there, so 4 cyclohexyl, his name is 4 cyclohexyl but 3 ene 2 1, 3 ene 2 1. So the name of this compound is 4 cyclohexyl but 3 ene 2 1. 1 means ketone, ene means double bond. Double bond is there on third carbon and carbon oxygen bond, ketone is there on the second carbon. So ketone is the functional group. To that functional group we have given importance in this example. Let us move to the next one. Now we will talk about another example. Like this, we have a functional group is there in the ring itself. So to the ring itself we have a double bond is present on the ring carbon, means ketone is there in the ring itself. Here one more functional group is attached, NH2 is attached given and COH is attached here, like this given. So we have a 6-membered ring is there in this example, and the 6-membered ring is there, means the functional group, many functional groups are there. Here 3 functional groups are there. Then the part of the ring system, the numbering is done in such that functional group of highest priority gets least possible number. So which is the functional group which gets least possible number is carboxylic acid. Here we will get numbering from here like this, anti-clockwise direction, 1 2 3 4 5 6. On the first carbon we have carboxylic acid is there. On the fourth carbon we have oxo is there. On the third carbon we have amino is there. Amino will come in the alphabetical order first, so we will write 3 amino, 4 oxo, remaining is cyclohexane, 1 carboxylic acid. Its name is 3 amino, 4 oxo, cyclohexane, 1 carboxylic acid. That is the name of this compound. So example, based on this example, the nomenclature is given like this. That means if the functional groups are present as a part of the ring system. So it is a ring system. In this we have functional groups are there. 3 functional groups are there. We have here different functional groups. Carboxylic acid functional group is there, amino functional group is there, and ketone functional group is there. But once the carboxylic acid functional group is the highest priority, the rest of the other 2 will be considered as substituents, and we will give the name of those locations according to the substance names. NH2 is amino and ketone is oxo. So 3 amino, 4 oxo, cyclohexane, 1 carboxylic acid is the name of this compound which is given to us. So about this alicyclic compounds, this is the information we have, so that we have understand from these examples. Let us move to the next one, that is nomenclature of bicyclic compounds. Nomenclature of bicyclic compounds I am going to introduce here, that is bicyclic compounds. Nomenclature of bicyclic, in the name itself the bicyclic means there are 2 rings are there, the 2 rings are said to be fused rings joined by 2 tertiary carbon atoms in this one, example. So we used to call bicycle as the prefix in the name of this organic compound. So when the organic compounds are having the fused rings are there, and then in such a case the tertiary carbon will be considered to prepare that kind of fused rings. Okay, for example, I will give the structures, then you can easily understand. Here we have one like this, and this is the tertiary carbon, it will come like this, or you can give like anything like this. Another one we have, we can also write the same one in a different manner, that is like this one. Okay, we can write, and these two can be extended like this. Both are same only. In this case, we can say this carbon is a tertiary carbon. So what is the information with us is nothing but the prefix bicyclo is nothing but usually followed in the discussion by the name of the alkane. But here one thing is important, the fused rings joined by two tertiary carbon atoms. So this is one tertiary carbon atom, this is one tertiary carbon atom. To the tertiary carbon atoms, these fused rings will be joined. Another thing is nothing but the total number of carbon atoms as that the bicyclic compounds, how many are there, according to that the name of the compound will be there. Here we have 7 are there, this is one carbon here which is present. So 7 means that is heptane and prefix is bicyclo, right. So the number of carbon atoms in each of the 3 bridges is indicated. So we have bridges are there, here 1, here 1, here 1, here 1. So 1, here 1 carbon is there, here 2 are there, here 2 are there. So these are the bridged carbon atoms. So number of carbon atoms in each of the 3 bridges is indicated in bracket in the descending order. So bracket means square bracket, we will write like this. Here 1 is there, 1. Okay. Here 2 is there, 2 is there, 1 is the 2 comma 2 comma 1. In descending order means the decreasing numbering. So before that we will write bicyclo. Bicyclo. 7 carbon alkane is heptane. So its name is bicyclo 2 comma 2 comma 1 heptane. Its name is bicyclo 2 comma 2 comma 1 heptane. Okay. Moving on to the another example we have in this discussion, that is we have a 6-member ring is there like this, but this is little bit extended like this, which is given. So when you talk about the bridges, this is 1, here we have 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 numbers are there, carbons. Here we have 1 is there, but this is not a bridge. This is not a bridge. So what we will do is nothing but we will write 4 comma 1 comma 0. So no bridge is there. So this will be considered as a bridge. Okay. So we will consider this one and this 4 only, and here there is no bridges there, right, direct bonding. So that's why its name is bicyclo. Total we have how many carbons are there? If you count here 3, here 4, 7 are there. So bicyclo 4 comma 1 comma 0 heptane is the name of this compound. So name of this compound, understand from the nomenclature which is given. So first they will give fused rings. We have to count the number of carbon atoms in the ring, and according to that one we will put name of the alkane, and name of the alkane will come as it is as per the root word we have, and before that we will write bicyclo. In between bicyclo and the name of the alkane we have a square bracket is there, and inside the square bracket we will get the numbering of the bridged carbon atoms in the descending order. So 4, 1, 0 is there. 4, 1, 0 means that is a decreasing order we have given. Now we will go to the next example. In this we have one more example is that the numbering of ring should begin from one of the bridge heads or ring junctions. So how it will happen we will see in example. Here we have a ring is given to us, and here we have a bridged carbon atom is there, and to this one there are two methyl groups are already attached here, one CH3, one CH3 is there, which is same like that of the same. We have another one also we can write. Earlier I have shown you, that is it will be written like this and extended like this. When you are extending like this, the corner is there. To this one we have two CH3 groups are present. That is the meaning of this. So here what we will do? So let us understand, in this numbering of the ring should be begin from one of the bridge heads. One of the bridge heads means here this is one bridge head we have, here one bridge head is there. So any one of these will consider giving numbering, and here also they have mentioned one CL. I forgotten, here they are given a CL like this one. So if you start numbering here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is 7. So here on the second carbon we have chloride is there. On the seventh carbon we have two methyl groups which are repeated 2 times, so dimethyl is there. Second carbon we have chloro is there, 2 chloro, 7, 7 dimethyl, remaining is bicyclo. And coming to the number of bridges, numbers here we have, this is 1, here 2 are there. So 2, 1 is the numbering, 2, 1 is the numbering. Before that what came? That is 2 chloro, 7, 7 dimethyl, bicyclo, 2, 1. We have 7 carbon compound hydrocarbon is heptane. So I will write it as heptane. Once again I will write the name of the, read the name of the compound, that is 2 chloro, 7, 7 dimethyl bicyclo, 2, 1 heptane. So heptane means 7 carbons are there in the ring we have, in the major ring after giving the numbering. So hope you understand this bicyclo compound. So bicyclo compounds are nothing but fused rings in the tertiary carbon will be joining the both the rings. So tertiary carbon is joining both the rings. Okay, here tertiary carbon is joining both the rings, here and here. So this is about nomenclature of bicyclic compounds. Next let us move on to the nomenclature of spiro compounds. Nomenclature of spiro compounds. Earlier we discussed about the bicyclo compounds, bicyclic compounds. Now we are talking about the spiro compounds. We should be very careful in giving the naming of these spiro compounds. Here also rings will be there. Both the rings are joined at the apex of a quaternary carbon. So one carbon is called as quaternary carbon. In that case what will happen? Spiro compounds are said to be formed. These are two rings are joined by a common quaternary carbon at the apex. For example, when you start discussing about this example, is a 5-member ring and which is again joined with another one 4-member ring is there, and this we'll call it as a carbon at the apex, and they are prefixed by the term spiro. What is the prefix of this name of this compounds is spiro. The rest of the other thing is same only. Okay, so here when you start giving the numbering, you should be very careful in observing what is the exact point they are given. And another example we have a triangle shaped one closed ring is there which is joined with like this. Here 3 are there and here one more attachment given as Cl. Okay, now so this one and this one, if you observe, these are the spiro compounds. They are prefixed by the term spiro followed by the name of the alkane. So here we have how many carbons are there? 8 carbons are there, it is alkane, and here we have 7 carbons are there, that is heptane. But the point is nothing but we have to give the numbering in a different manner. Let us see, the numbering starts from the carbon atom next to the quaternary carbon at the apex. So this is the quaternary carbon, either here or here you can start numbering. So it is 1, it is 2, it is 3, it is 4. Okay, it is 5, it is 6, it is 7, 8. Like this you will give numbering. So numbering starts from the carbon next to the quaternary carbon at the apex of small ring. This is the small ring. The small ring is there, from the small ring we will give the numbering. So number of carbon atoms in each bridge is written in ascending order in brackets. Okay, let us see the bridges. How many bridge atoms are there? Here we have 1, here 2, 3, 4 are there. Earlier we used to write descending order in the bicyclic compounds, but in the spiro compounds it should be ascending order. So 4 is the big number compared to the 3. So here we have 3 are there, 3 means 3 carbons are there. So 3 is smaller, 4 is bigger. So in the number is 3, 4 will write in the square bracket, and before that prefix we will write as spiro for these compounds. It is spiro 3, 4 octane. Its name is spiro 3, 4 octane. Okay, this is the name for this compound. Let us see this example. In this example we have chlorine is there, but we have to give numbering in such a way that numbering starts from the next carbon of the simple small ring. So either here or here. If you start numbering here, it will be 1, it is 2, it is 3, it is 4, it is 5, it is 6. Suppose if you give numbering this side, this will come 5. So we will go like this, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why we have written like this? Because the chlorine also is important one for us. The chlorine should get least number. Chlorine attached carbon should get least number. Okay. So now what is the name of this compound? 5-chlorospiro. 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 And here we have 2 carbons are there in the bridge. Here we have 4 are there in the bridge. So 2, 4. 7 carbon hydrocarbon is heptane. So its name is heptane. So the complete name of this structure is 5-chlorospiro 2, 4 heptane. That is the name of this compound. I hope you understand these simple examples what I have discussed in this session. In the next session, we will going to learn about more interesting things in the nomenclature of aromatic compounds, benzene and its derivatives. Okay, until try to revise the things and try to attempt some questions related to these structures as a practice questions in the textbook which are already given. So you will get an idea, and those examples are useful for coming competitive examinations. Okay, so we are going to continue this session next time. So in the next session, we are going to continue the nomenclature of organic compounds, of aromatic compounds in the next session. Okay, until have a nice day. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.